Peace. This is Sayonari, aka DC of DC Virtual Services Incorporated, where we're here to bring work and life balance to you. Today, I am going to go over what is a 1099 versus a W 2 employee and how are they different. With this video, we are going to be using infiniimpact.com. Finny, finimpact.com is a financial website for those are looking to be entrepreneurs or business owners. So just feel free to check out finimpact.com. And what we're going to do again today, we are going to look at an article by Daniel Lewis back in February of 2021. So I wanted to do a video on this because it's very important to know what you are getting into, is especially if you looking to become a entrepreneur or somebody that's looking to work at home. In the past a year or so, it has been a dramatic increase of those are working at home due to the pandemic. But working at home is, just by experience, I have both been on the 1099 side and as a W 2 employee working at home. And it's a lot different depending on which area that you decide to be a part of. So I wanted to go over what a 1099 versus a W 2 employee, but just to make sure it was, it's digestible. I wanted to, not overcomplicate it, and also to have bring facts with it, and some kind of citation with it. So Fannie Pack, I believe, will help in this. How can I put it? Fannie Pack will help explain this in a digestible manner. So let's get started. So the with this, the correct classification of worker type is essential for legal and taxation purposes. As a 1099 contractor, you are considered to be self-employed, whereas a W-2 employee, you are an employee of a company. 1099, you are working for yourself. Again, as self-employment, and W-2 employee, you are working for a company. They are taxed a little bit different regarding to what classification that you fall into, and it's essential to know what you are falling into, especially if you are deciding to hire contractors or hire as a W-2 employees. As a employer, it's very essential that you know the difference in between the two. Again, just was stated by Daniel, a 1099 worker is also known as an independent contractor. You are a non-employee, you are self-employed. There are not employees, there are contractors. So you are working for yourself, whether you working as a sole proprietor, S corporation, a C corporation, or LLC. You are your own company and things of that nature. You actually own the job per se. There is a significant amount of legislation governing how employers must treat their employees. It is, things in place if you are an employee, whereas, as a 1099 contractor, you have to, get these type of situations settled on your own, such as like Social Security, insurance, and etc. As a employee, you don't have to necessarily have to worry about that. Everything is, basically furnished by the employer as a employee. So unemployment, taxes, Social Security, FICA, and things of that nature is usually taken care of with the employer's accounting department. In contrast, the W 2 worker is technically an employee of a business. Like I was saying earlier, you are on a fixed salary, you are on a fixed income. The employer, when you hired, they told you, hey, this is what you're going to be making, and things of that nature. And they have to honor it. And also, they have to honor if they are an employer with 50 or more employees, they have to provide some kind of insurance as well, some kind of health insurance and things of that nature. A W 2 worker gets paid on a regular wage, weekly or monthly, and you tell them exactly what to do in a more general sense. So you don't choose what you do for the employer as a W 2 employee. You don't choose your own hours, you don't choose how you work. Everything is set by the employer as a contract, as a for you as a W 2 employee. Whereas, let's go back to this. As a contractor, as a 1099 contractor, you choose your own hours. You choose how you want to work and how to set up. And essentially, you are in control of your income. It's not a salary base. A lot of 1099 workers are commissioned. Everything is based on you as a person that owns a job. Whereas a W 2 worker, the employer owns the job and they hire you as a W 2 employee to get the work done. So both the 1099 and W 2 workers get their name from their tax form, which submitted for each. So when you start as a independent contractor, you will receive a 1099. And this is how the 1099 looks at the end of the year from your the place that you contracted for. It will have all this information in here. So this is how it looks. It will say Miss 1099 miscellaneous, and you will receive this at the end of the year to pay taxes on. Usually you pay your taxes quarterly as a 1099 in 1099 contractor. So every 3 months you pay in your taxes to save some money at the end of the year during tax season. As a Form W-2, as a W-2 employee, you will receive something like this, and this is a W-2. So you will have everything, your wages and tips, Social Security wages, Medicare, Social Security, and things of that nature. So it shows a big difference in between the two. So how do the IRS know whether or not you are a employee or a 1099 contractor? So there's a series of tests that you will go through as a employer and as a self-employed individual to figure out whether or not a person or yourself is an employee or a 1099 independent self-employed contractor. So the IRS actually use a outline that outlines three primary areas in terms of the 1099 and W-2 employee debate. And again, this is particularly due to the COVID, the COVID pandemic. So, because everyone is now working remotely, like I was saying earlier, everybody's working remotely due to the pandemic. So this is very important. And again, it's two different realms, and two different sides of the same coin. So the first test that the IRS do is a degree of behavior control. So how are you controlled? Are you told when and where to work, what tools or equipment to use, what workers to hire and assist with work, where to purchase your supplies and services, what work that must be performed by a specific individual, and what order or sequence to follow when performing their work. If you have more, if you have less control than none, 9 out of 10, you are a W-2 employee, whereas a 1099 contractor has more control on when and where they work and what equipment to use in etc. So the next Okay, and then this is for employers as well. Be careful not to provide detailed training to a worker if you attend them a file in 1099 form. Detailed instructors is only given to contractors. So the next thing that the IRS look for is number 2, financial control. How you pay the worker will play a large role in the terms of how the worker is perceived. The 5 financial areas is looked at is significant investment, unreimbursed expenses, opportunity for profit and loss, services available to the market, and method of payment. As a 1099 contractor, you will be invoiced. You will receive an invoice, whereas a W-2 employee will receive a pay stub. So if you're invoicing, or if the place that you're working for is invoicing you, 9 out of 10 you are an independent contractor. But if you receive a pay stub, you of course is a W-2 employee. So an independent contractor also has a control of where and how they would like to be paid. Most of the time, if the company don't invoice and send you an invoice, you will actually send the company an invoice and go from there. So it just depends on how what is the best of the payment. And also with the significant investment, are you putting money into a company to get started, or a business, not until you are an independent contractor? So, number three, the type of relationship. The type of relationship really determines on whether or not you are a 1099 contractor or a W-2 employee, such as with written contracts, employee benefits, permanency of the relationship, and services provided as a key activity of the business. So, employers, if you are having, independent contractors, you don't give benefits, but you do provide incentives, to be a part of, your company, but you do not provide them benefits. So when you say the word benefits, it automatically pulls to a W-2 employee status. So you just got to be careful how you work your things and things of that nature. And, of course, while you need to accurately classify your employees, you don't want to be sued, and you don't want to be taken to court for unemployment insurance and things of that nature, and you just want to stay covered. And also, as a W-2 employee, you just don't want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of, making sure you're treated fairly. If you an employee, get benefits and things of that nature. So you just got to be educated in order to stay legally in a good standing. So again, this is Sayana Ree, aka DC. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, just feel free to message me. If you would like any more information, just feel free to check out our website, www.partnershipwithdc.com. Until next time, see you later.